everything that happens in the one where Ross and Rachel, you know, is important for the development of future episodes of Friends. Well, some more than others, but still, everything in this is really significant. So I think I'm going to have to give a spoiler warning from the start. Usually with my Friends discussions, I'll, discuss things without spoilers and then give some spoiler thoughts. But with this one, I'm going to mention things in reference to things that happen in future episodes. So there will be spoilers from this point on. This is the 15th episode of the second season, directed by Michael Lembeck. And the first thing we're introduced to are the Barker Loungers, which is just so thrilling. If you've been to the Friends experience, they have them there. I assume they're not the actual ones. They could be, I don't know. But just seeing them in real life was so brilliant because these become so iconic to Chandler and Joey. They basically represent Chandler and Joey's friendship. And I think the fact that they spend the entire episode in them, minus the first minute, is just wonderful. And I think it's beautifully executed and it's great fun. And everything else in this is kind of serious. So it's nice to have something that's a little bit more, fun and entertaining. And I rather enjoyed it. It also allows them to provide comedy at the right moments. For example, I can mention this because I've given a spoiler warning. The fact that they order pizza right when things are getting a little bit emotional between Richard and Monica. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. Really love it. And obviously they become really iconic going forward. The other two narratives or main focuses on the plot. This will contain spoilers both for this episode and future episodes as well. I should point that out. Well, the one with Ross and Rachel obviously focuses on the first time they sleep together and things don't go according to their plan. They end up going to the planetarium, and I think it's a beautiful change of scenery. Had this just been in, say, Monica and Rachel's apartment, and it wouldn't have worked as well. But having the planetarium and the stars, it's all beautiful. The bits with the juice boxes worked really well. Just everything about that flowed really well, and it's so nice to see Ross and Rachel being not just friendly with each other, but very romantic, and it's a nice change of pace from the last few episodes where they've kind of been, well, Rachel has been annoyed at Ross. So it's really exciting to see what their relationship might be like. Obviously, I know what happens with their relationship, but it's definitely a turning point for Ross and Rachel. And of course, the third plot point is Richard Burke, and we get the introduction to Tom Selleck as Dr. Burke. And it is a little peculiar to think that she was a very young child when she used to know Richard Burke. And Ross, I think, acted or reacted in a way that one might expect when she told her older brother that she was going on a date with a man 21 years her senior, not just 21 years her senior, but somebody who used to, know her when she was a little girl. And it is a little bit peculiar, but at the same time, does age really matter? Well, they seem to think it might do in this episode. So, based on this episode purely, I think it's pretty great because it doesn't necessarily indicate whether this is a one-time thing or if their relationship will become anything more significant. Obviously, if you've seen any of the future episodes, you'll know what happens. But I think it's a great start, and it's nice for Monica to have a potentially more serious relationship as well. So up until this point, it's really only been Ross and Rachel. There haven't really been any other significant relationships. Well, Ross and Julie as well, but I consider that as lumped in with the whole Ross and Rachel thing, because it was mainly just focusing on Rachel's, the way Rachel responded to it. But I really like this introduction. I think it was a really good introduction to Richard Burke. It was also my introduction to Tom Selleck. I hadn't seen Tom Selleck in anything other than Friends for quite a long time. I have now, but Richard Burke was basically my only reference point for Tom Selleck. So the character is definitely very iconic. Really great introduction to him. Definitely a really solid episode with a lot of key points that really help to shape episodes going forward. Sure, the Barker Loungers are maybe not that important or as important as Ross and Rachel, Monica and Richard, but I still think they're pretty awesome. Definitely a really brilliant episode and one that's pretty iconic.